Hello again, everybody. It's me, Laura, and if you can hear some chewing noises in the background, that's my dog enjoying an afternoon snack. But I'm going to press ahead because sometimes in life there are challenges and you have to press ahead, and sometimes those challenges are like noise related things when you're trying to vlog. So welcome to another editing slash writing vlog slash reading vlog slash me trying to climb the mountain that is my lack of motivation today vlog. So where we last left off, I had been doing my revision and working towards the midpoint of the book, and then I was going to get to finally draft forward from there. So that is where we're at today, aiming for. So I did all the revisions. It is now February 20th, so it took a little longer than I want. I finished a few days ago, to be perfectly frank, and then I lost my motivation, and I feel a little bit like King Kong climbing the Empire State Building. Was it the Empire State Building? The Chrysler Building. I would think the Empire State. But it's like he was a really big, strong, brave gorilla, but it's still a really tall building. And there were challenges at the top, people shooting at him and being rude and junk. So even though I am strong and brave and have like conviction, it's still a really tall building to write a whole other half of a book. But I'm going to do it because I'm going to be like King Kong, because we should all try to be more like him, right? Especially with writing. Point being is today I am reading through my first half of the book so I can send that to a critique partner, and hopefully I'm going to get some good remarks, good reviews. It'll be fine at the very least. And I'm now going to finish my read through, and then I'm going to be doing my outlining, brainstorming, which I am excited about, but for some reason today I'm finding it difficult to motivate. I'm gonna do it. I got my coffee. I'm hoping this will be the fuel I need. Didn't spill it on my laptop. That's a plus. So let's do some reading. With the dog sleeping on the little couch in the back, it's both easier and more difficult to motivate myself to read. Let's do it. Good morning. I sort of finished my read through. It's my dog, taking him out in the morning. I sort of finished my read through, but there were some issues. I just wasn't gelling with it. I don't know if it was the pacing, I guess, or the stakes raising throughout the story. So I wanted to change a couple elements, do a little tweak, but of course a little tweak turned into a bigger smoothing out. I'm going to be putting the finishing touches on my revision to the midpoint today, and then I still have to outline the second half of the book because I didn't do that because of the tweaking and the editing and such. So first thing in the morning, taking the old dog out for a sniff and a snoot around the yard, and then I'm gonna let him finish his work, and then I'm gonna get down to work. I had actually vlogged some of my editing, but it was not acceptable because vlogging is hard. It's hard. So once again, have to tip the hat to the vloggers who know how to do it, to the writer vloggers who are doing it big time. I'm gonna do it big time one day, I hope. We'll see. Yeah. So that's all for now. So I will bring you along with me on this magical journey of finishing my edits, and then maybe I'll discuss how I'm going to outline the second half of my book, since the whole thing was outlined. But now that I've done some tweaking, editing, revising, etc., I need to re-outline. So, gonna let him finish his work, as I said. Then I'm gonna get me a coffee, and then I'm gonna get down to work, as I think I said. So, here I go. Cheers. Sometimes I leave my spoon in my coffee when I drink it. I don't have a good reason. But I'm ready to get down to business. I was almost done kind of tweaking one of the elements of the book I thought wasn't quite working because it's, thriller mystery. So the threats have to increase, the stakes have to keep rising. I mean, any book has to do that. So I had the main character getting some threats, some anonymous, some not, but I realized they weren't really escalating. It was kind of the same thing over and over. Not over and over, but a couple times when it should be, stairs, not a people mover. So I tried to elevate the stakes, and then of course that required adjusting things following the raising of the stakes, like the reactions and the fallout, etc. So I was working on that. I was just about done, but I'm going to just read through the sections I rewrote and see if they're still working. I think I still had to do one little thing to make it gel a bit better. So I'm going to check that out. And then I'm going to be planning the second half of my book. But I'll show you how I do my outlining. I have a little grid spreadsheet thingy. I'm using a Save the Cat beat sheet to plot out my book. That's what I usually use to outline. I like 3-act structure, dabbling with 4-act structure, but that's pretty similar to 3-act structure, just involves different breaks. But I took the Save the Cat beats primarily, and then I also incorporated beats from Alexa's video on thriller beats, because I was like, oh yeah, those are those beats I keep reading and seeing but don't have exact terms for, and she has some good terms, so I'll link that down there. Then you can take from that what you will. I took from it what I will, what I did, what I am, ham. So I'm just going to show you how I outline, basically. But for now, I'm going to read and hopefully not find any more things to adjust, because when you adjust one little thing, you got to adjust a million other little things. Sometimes you got to adjust big things because of the little things. Vice versa. It's a lot of tweaking and such, which is fiddly, and I don't really love the fiddly stuff. I love it when I'm planning. I prefer fiddly when planning. And then when I have to actually enact the fiddles, I can get a little tangled up. But don't we all? And if not, whatever, I do. So here we go. And then thank you to Past Me, because I opened my computer and I have my little note to self, which is things to check in the book, which I totally forgot about these things to check. So I'm going to check these things, which is a list of 2, 4, 6, 7-ish things. But here I go. First I'm going to do what I was going to do, which is reading through the bits I did the other day. And then I'm going to go down my things to checklist. Thanks, past Laura. You're welcome, future Laura. Anytime. Wait, I didn't do those characters right. Whatever. Thanks, past me. Future me is like, yeah, cool. Let's do it. He's right there. He's too much. I can't look at him when I'm working because he's too cute and I get distracted and it's too much. But I was reading and came across something that I don't know what to do with. I have swear words in here, curse words. I think people swear. I think people curse. I think it's fine to have as many as need be used. But I have this one particular combination of words that's neither word is particularly bad on its own, but I feel like it's too harsh for the story. I've been using, the normal swears, so this combination is kind of funny, but it's like, it's a little too, I think. It's not the worst of words, but if I don't even want to say what it is, and it's not even that bad, I just don't want to say it. So it seems like if I don't want to say it, it's probably too much for a character to be saying. And then I'm like, where is the swear word thesaurus we also desperately need? Because when you Google it, you get some options, but usually they're not very good, or they're like not actual swear words. They're like people who think these are bad words or bad combinations, or they're just common combinations and I'm not finding what I'm looking for. So it's like, where is the swear word thesaurus we all need? You could have different combos of words, like levels of, you know, what I'm looking for, like harshness. Like, don't put these two sounds together because it's too strong, but you can put these two, or how about this? And it could be like a mix and match thing. So maybe that's my calling. Maybe I should be making a swear word, not a dictionary, a compendium? Well, I need the thesaurus, obviously, but I don't think a compendium's the right word, but it sounds fancy. So maybe I just call it that, even if that's the wrong word. But maybe that's what I should be doing instead of writing this book. But actually, it's going pretty well. I think I made it all make sense for the most part. I think there's maybe a couple loose threads, but I don't think so. But that's what critique partners and readers are for, to point out the things you cannot see yourself. So in any event, I think this is about ready to send off, which is very exciting. So now let's jump into the outlining. Oh, I'm going to show you, I have a whiteboard. Very excited about my whiteboard. So I'm going to show you the little grid I use for planning, which I think, as I said, uses the Save the Cat beats plus some of Alexa's beats, but I just lay it out sort of Excel sheet style. So I'll try to explain that with my whiteboard. I just really want to write on my whiteboard. Let's go to the whiteboard. And I'm testing the frame. I'm just testing the frame. So this is how I arrange my Excel sheet, my little grid for outlining, because let's be real, I don't use Excel. I'm not that organized. I have several columns. The first column is the beat we are writing. My Save the Cat beats are going in the first column, so I know what I'm working on, obviously. Second column, we have which characters are in the scene I'm writing. So we have characters. So that's just so I know who is in the scene, obviously. So then I do my scene summary, and that's going to be what needs to happen in that beat. In my scene summary, I sometimes will also figure out where the chapters are going to break down. Sometimes I don't, but sometimes I do, and I'll just write, you know, obviously, this person needs to talk to that person. We find out that this person had this secret. We find this clue. Blah, blah, blah. Very bullet point style, nothing very detailed at this point. This is just more of an organizational thing to know what's happening, when and where. Next is my red herring column, and that is where I write any red herrings that need to get mentioned during the chapter. And then that's just so I know what clues I'm mentioning that are not real clues but are actually red herrings, because in the past I have been known to fall for my own red herrings. If I don't organize and I write in a red herring, then I'll think, oh wow, what a great clue. I'm gonna have my character follow that. And then it's like, oh dear, you weren't supposed to do that. That was fake. This is bad. Everything is lost. This is just a good thing to have, so you know, person A mentions this secret, then you say in that scene that's the red herring. Also reverse, when you're planning, you could say, I need my red herrings here, here, and here. And then you know to include those in your scene summary. And finally, my favorite column, which is behind the scenes or backstage. So we have backstage. Backstage is the things that are happening behind the scenes. So if in your scene summary you have, 3 characters in this scene, and you have your villain or antagonist doing something else here, that's where you would write it. So you keep track of what your villain's doing, what they're setting up, and what they're scheming. So then later, once you're laying out things on the page, you're not going to be confused about where anyone is or what they're doing. So backstage, you don't have to include every minor character, but this is where you want to include what your antagonist is doing to see if it lines up with your actual mystery, what your main character is doing. It took me a while to figure out you should be outlining the behind the scenes / backstage of the book, because it makes it so much easier and less confusing, and you don't end up with as many issues about time problems or just things making no sense, because you know exactly what your antagonist is doing and why and where and when. So if it's character A goes to the secret staircase and finds a clue, then you could look at your backstage and see antagonist A, because if you have more than one, I don't know, has laid out secret clue that is not really a clue for your main character to find, and that would be, right before that. So you have a good idea of what's going on. So I just fill out my beats, what characters are in that section, do my scenes, figure out my red herrings, and figure out what the villain's doing. And it keeps it pretty simple, pretty clean. And we're gonna write, because it's just one more thing for the whiteboard. We're gonna do, what are we doing? We're brainstorming. So I've come outside to do my brainstorming. It is a lovely day, sunny, breezy, not too hot, not too cold. I have my laptop, my pen, my little notepad. I'm going to see how far I get. I gotta plot these beats out. I gotta adjust some beats that I had plotted. I gotta do some work, so we'll see how far we get, because I do want to walk the dog on this glorious day, and I have to have a snack and some other things. But let's see how far we get with the outlining. Let's do it. Let's use our brains. Let's use our hearts. Let's use the power of our cute dogs to reach for the sky of success. Brainstorm, go. Dog was doing something involving an insect in a bucket. I didn't like it. I don't like the bugs. No, back to business. I just wanted to include him in the shot, so he's a little short, so I have to get down on his level. Even when he's on the couch, he's a little shorty. So here I am with Boo Boo, crouching to get us both in the shot. He doesn't really love being on camera, but the camera loves him, you know, just does. So I did my outlining, and outlining is great because I totally forgot one of the big reveals I wanted to do, because I was thinking, why isn't this really working? And then I looked at my notes, and it was because I'd forgotten one of the big reveals, and I was like, that makes everything make sense. So once again, thank you to Past Laura for actually writing things down, because sometimes she doesn't. I'm really crouched over here. It's not super comfortable, but it's worth it for Boo Boo to get his moment on screen. So I think I'm going to take a little break now. I figured some beats out. I remembered other important information that will help with other beats, but I still have a hummingbird. But I still have some planning to do. Obviously, I didn't get it all hammered out, but I got whatever you do before hammering. I did that part. I'm sure there must be something you do before hammering. So I'm going to have a snack. Maybe wrap up this vlog here, because maybe I'll do another video about beats. But hopefully this explained some things about what I'm doing. It helped me remember information from opening that laptop and seeing my notes. Oh, this really hurts my back. To, is he gonna leave? He's after all that, he's leaving. He's leaving me here. There's bugs everywhere. Oh God. Remember to reread your notes to yourself. Remember to plan. And when you do plan, remember you planned. Remember you planned. It's really good advice. I'm going to plunge ahead, send my pages to my critique partner. Hopefully I'll get good feedback. Fingers crossed. But that's all for today. So I will see you all soon with another video. I'm going to go enjoy the bird song and the sun. Okay, see you next time. Bye.